Jamar being a stay-at-home dad,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes you're at work for 12 hours, and then you have to come home and decompress and wash the day off of you. How do you balance that? How do you find the me time in being employed full time, being a full time mom, full time, husband, spouse, wife? How do you fit in me time? How do you prioritize it?
Sometimes it's just that hot shower, extending that time, that hot bath, whatever. Sometimes the me time has to come at the end of the night,
Mm-hmm.
when Avery is asleep. And thank God we have him on a pretty decent sleeping schedule. So, yeah, I'm not in here at midnight still trying to get him, to go down or whatever. Because some days it has to be like this because one of the other kids has a basketball game or practice or something like that. So sometimes we literally have to meet at the garage door, and I got to take over because he's got to go because he's got to, because we don't ever want the older kids to feel like, they're put on the back burner either because we have this new baby, right? So that's not an everyday thing, but I try to squeeze it in where I can. It's not as much me time, of course, as it was before I was a mom, but I still get it in weekends. I do not miss my hair appointments. Okay, I don't care what's going on. I do not miss my bi-weekly hair appointments, and I do not miss my nail appointments. So it comes in that way. Sometimes I'm able to squeeze in a little retail therapy. I'll tell Jamar, I'll be back in a couple of hours. You know, I've even managed in these last 9 months to have a couple of lunches and dinners by myself. Yeah, so so it works. It's all about just balancing. It does not have to be as hard as some people make it look or make it sound. It really does not. Especially when you have a partner who is literally partnering with you, right? I don't have the type of husband who feels like the baby is solely my responsibility. Like you're the mom, you do whatever, you get whatever, you fix whatever it is that the baby needs. Like he's not like that. You know, all this time we've been in here, he's in the back taking care of the baby. A lot of women have those, you know, masculine, manly man feel like, it's the woman's job. Thank God my husband is not like that. And he recognizes the value of the fact that I do need me time. I do need time to myself. I do need time to decompress. Because even though I have an office job, it's a corporate job or whatever, it can be stressful. Using your brain is hard. It's not just physical jobs that are hard, you know. And so sometimes he knows, he recognizes the fact that I need to come down from that, clear all of that out of my head and stuff. So just like the blended family aspect of it, just like life changing from single to married, it just works. I feel like we have the tools that we need, right? To make the marriage successful, to make parenting successful, to make adulting successful. So we just do what we have to do.
I think the thing with me time is I talk about it as from a wife perspective, but it's just as important for the spouse, the husband, to have me time too.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody needs something to check out for a second. If it's reading a book, if it's a hot shower, if it's taking, having a glass of wine, or smoking a cigar, or a cigarette, even. Everybody needs a little something to bring them back to center.
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't take that time, or however short it is, to come back to center, at some point you're going to always be off kilter.
Mm-hmm.
And that may show itself in how you communicate, if you're able to sleep, how you go about taking care of things that are important. It's so necessary. Mm-hmm. And when you don't make that time to go get your hair done or go get your nails done, if that's what it is for you, it'll affect you in other ways. It'll show itself in other ways in how you deal with your baby.
Right.
Which is unfortunate.
Right.
But that's the reality of it. And that's why I always talk about me time or self-care, because it is some people do find it extremely hard to manage.
Mm-hmm.
And I like how you say it just works. You know, I like to ask people this question because I want to find out how it just works and how they fit it in for themselves, because I think it's a challenge for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about the time that you and Jamar have been married, what do you attribute to your success, your marital success? I had to ask you that one thing.
Definitely keeping God first, right? We did the whole premarital counseling with, pastors and everything like that. And we pray all the time. We do. And we talk. We talk a lot. Gotta keep the lines of communication open. You have to be transparent, right? I'm not making any moves that my husband doesn't know about. Financially, emotionally, spiritually, whatever. Decisions for the baby, nothing like that. We just, communication is very open. We're very transparent with each other. We always know what's going on. Even with the other two children or whatever, if there's something going on with them, school wise, things like that, he shares that information with me. I kind of stay in the background because he has a decent relationship with his ex-wife, and they co-parent very well. But he'll ask me sometimes, run some things by me. Well, what do you think about this or whatever have you? And we'll talk about those things like that. All of that is key to us having a successful marriage. Not making me feel like an outsider when it comes to his, the bonus babies or whatever. Communicating with me letting him know that he's the head of this house, and I support him in everything that he does. Him showing me appreciation for all that I do for my bonus children and for him as a wife and as Avery's mother. We do all of those things. It's not just for a show and we don't just talk about it. Our love is definitely an action verb. It is. That's why I think it's successful.
Because you put each other first.
That's right. That's right.
So as you think back, you're 43 now?
Mm-hmm. 44 now.
44.
Mm-hmm.
That's right, you just had your birthday. What piece of advice would you give a 17-year-old or a 21-year-old Danielle?
Oh, girl. I would tell her, travel, experience life, be mindful of your finances. Credit is very important. I didn't learn that until later on in life, but it's very important. I would say, trust yourself. Trust God first, but then trust yourself. Be happy, be complete, be a whole person, because nobody can complete you. Right? That's right. If they can add to you, but they don't, you're responsible for your own happiness. Drink plenty of water so you can have beautiful skin.
Oh, I was about to say drink plenty of wine. I'll take that one too.
And that's it. Just have experiences. Do things that bring you joy, so that you can know what real joy feels like. And when you know, can't nobody take it away from you. That's it.
Well, Danielle, I have thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. Thank you for being so candid and inviting me into your home. I hope everyone tuning in has enjoyed this conversation. So
thank you.
Thank you so much. And for those of you watching, until next time, go out and do something positive for your marriage today. Thank you.